Hello and welcome to Riddle of Truth. We're the channel that dives deep into the questions of our digital age, untangling complex topics to find the real story. We're glad you're here with us. It's a feeling many of us have had. You mention a product in a private conversation, and minutes later, an ad for that exact item appears on your social media feed. It feels like a violation, like someone is eavesdropping on your life. The question is simple, but the answer is incredibly complex. Are Instagram and WhatsApp really spying on us? The unease is real, and the stakes for our privacy are higher than ever. In this documentary, we will cut through the noise, examine the evidence, and expose the truth behind the data collection practices of two of the world's biggest platforms. We'll look at what they collect, who they share it with, and what it means for you. Prepare to have your assumptions challenged. The reality of modern surveillance is far more intricate and invasive than a simple microphone. Let's start by exploring the experiences that make millions of users feel like they're being watched. This persistent unease didn't come from nowhere. It's born from countless personal experiences that seem too coincidental to be random, creating a widespread belief that our devices are secretly listening. It's the most common complaint. You're chatting with a friend about needing a new pair of hiking boots, a topic you've never searched for online. Within the hour, your Instagram feed is filled with ads for them. This experience is so pervasive that it feels like undeniable proof. The only logical explanation, for many, is that the app's microphone is actively listening and transcribing your conversations for advertising purposes. The theory became so widespread that Instagram's head, Adam Mosseri, publicly addressed it. He stated unequivocally that the app does not use your phone's microphone to target ads or content. He called it a conspiracy theory. However, this denial doesn't solve the core mystery. If they're not listening, how do they know? The ads are still uncannily relevant, which means a different, perhaps more complex, mechanism is at play. The phenomena extend beyond advertising. Users report their location being tracked despite disabling services, or their private messages seemingly being analyzed by artificial intelligence. The feeling of being monitored is constant. This gap between assumption and reality creates deep-seated confusion and distrust. Users feel exposed, their personal boundaries violated, even if they can't pinpoint the exact method of intrusion. It erodes our sense of privacy in our own homes and conversations. The distinction between the myth of microphone spying and the reality of data collection is critical. While Instagram isn't listening as many fear, the truth of what it is doing is often more invasive than the misconception itself. The uncanny ads are not the result of audio surveillance. They are the product of incredibly sophisticated behavioral profiling and powerful predictive algorithms. Let's pull back the curtain on what's really being collected. To understand the present, we must look at the machinery of data collection that powers these platforms. We start with Instagram, a platform that knows you better than you might think. Instagram and its parent company Meta operate as a single colossal data collection apparatus. The scale of this operation is staggering, and recent research has painted a clear picture of its invasiveness. Though they appear as separate apps, Instagram and Facebook are deeply intertwined. Data collected on one platform is used to build your profile and target you on the other. It is a unified system designed for maximum data extraction. The proof is in the data. A 2025 social media privacy ranking by TechRadar placed Meta's platforms, including Instagram, at the very bottom. Alongside TikTok, they were cited for poor privacy protections across multiple categories. A comprehensive analysis of app privacy policies detailed by Digital Journal revealed the shocking extent of this. Researchers tracked 35 possible types of data an app could collect. Instagram and Facebook collect 32 of them. Of those 32 data types, 25 are directly linked to your personal identity. 7 of those are not just collected, but are tracked continuously. This relentless monitoring earned them the highest privacy invasiveness score among all evaluated platforms. The data points are not abstract. They are the intimate details of your life. Let's look at exactly what you're giving away every time you open the app. Instagram records every action you take, the content you like, the videos you watch and for how long, the profiles you visit, your search history, and even the times of day you're most active. They collect your name, phone number, email, and often your physical address and date of birth. This is the foundational data that links your online activity to your real-world identity. They know your phone model, operating system, and unique device identifiers. Crucially, they analyze your entire contact list to build a social graph, understanding who you know and how you're connected. If you grant permission, they collect your precise GPS coordinates. Even if you don't, they can derive your approximate location from your IP address, building a history of your movements over time. They track the products you view, items you add to a cart, your purchase history, and even your payment methods. This data is a goldmine for understanding your consumer habits. This is perhaps the most unsettling category. Based on all your activity, Meta's algorithms make inferences about your lifestyle, interests, religious beliefs, political leanings, and even potential health conditions. All this data is combined to construct an extraordinarily detailed psychological and behavioral profile for every user. This digital twin is the engine that drives Meta's multi-billion-dollar targeted advertising business. This is how they know what you want to buy before you search for it. The predictive models are so powerful, they can anticipate your needs and interests based on the subtle patterns in your behavior and your social network. This brings us to WhatsApp. Marketed as the privacy-focused messenger in Meta's portfolio, it promises a safe haven for your conversations. But does it live up to that promise? WhatsApp's entire brand is built on the promise of end-to-end encryption. While the messages themselves are secure, this claim cleverly masks a more complex reality about the data WhatsApp collects, and more importantly, shares. WhatsApp's marketing emphasizes that your message text is encrypted from your device to the recipients. This is technically accurate. Even WhatsApp's own servers cannot read the content of your messages in transit. For most users, this promise is enough. It suggests a secure, private channel, free from the prying eyes that monitor platforms like Instagram or Facebook. But encryption is only part of the story. Even with encrypted messages, WhatsApp collects a significant amount of data about you. Analysis from heydata.eu and others shows that this metadata is far from harmless. The primary identifier for your account is your phone number. They also collect your device model, operating system, and app version. This is the basic profile of your digital fingerprint. WhatsApp logs the frequency of your communication, your daily activity schedule, and precisely when you use the app. They know if you're a night owl or an early bird, and how often you're checking your messages. They collect your location via GPS or IP address, access your entire contact list, and record precise timestamps of your calls and messages. They also log the frequency of your communication with each contact. This is all metadata, information about your communications, rather than the content of the communications themselves. But this data can reveal an enormous amount about your life, relationships, and habits. More critically, this metadata is not always private. Confidential documents obtained by ProPublica revealed that WhatsApp provides unencrypted metadata records to law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Department of Justice. While WhatsApp claims it doesn't maintain permanent logs of who talks to whom, the company confirmed it can activate such tracking. This can be done in response to law enforcement requests or, alarmingly, at their own discretion, such as for internal leak investigations. Critically, WhatsApp has never disclosed how frequently this tracking is activated. This lack of transparency means users have no way of knowing when their communication patterns are being logged and shared. WhatsApp's privacy page claims you have total control over your metadata by adjusting settings for your profile photo or last seen status. However, the ProPublica report documented that WhatsApp collects and analyzes this data regardless of your settings. So while the content of your messages is protected, the context is not. And that context can be just as revealing, if not more so. To truly understand the risk, we need to grasp this distinction. This is the most important concept in understanding modern digital privacy. It's the difference between what you say and what your actions say about you. Understanding the privacy implications of these apps requires grasping one key concept: the difference between message content and metadata. Think of it as the difference between the letter and the envelope it's mailed in. End-to-end encryption is like a perfectly sealed envelope. No one, not even the Postal Service, or in this case, WhatsApp servers, can open it to read the letter inside. The content of your message is private. The metadata is all the information written on the outside of that envelope. The sender's address, the recipient's address, the postmark date and time, the weight, and the type of postage. This is all visible to the Postal Service. Now, imagine you send letters to a psychiatrist, a divorce lawyer, and a job recruiter all in a single week. Even without reading the letters, someone who sees only the envelopes can piece together a very accurate and sensitive story about your life. This is the power of metadata. It often reveals more than content because it establishes patterns across all your communications. It shows who is in your inner circle, what your daily routine is, and who you turn to in moments of crisis or change. For Instagram direct messages, there is no meaningful end-to-end encryption. This means Meta can analyze both the metadata, the envelope, and the content, the letter, to feed its profiling and advertising machine. WhatsApp, on the other hand, only has the envelope. But as we've seen, its willingness to log and share this envelope data with law enforcement complicates its privacy narrative significantly. The protection is incomplete. This distinction is why security experts argue that incomplete privacy protection is a major vulnerability. If the context of your communication is exposed, your privacy is compromised, regardless of whether the message content is encrypted. Users' fears aren't just about automated collection, but about actual eyes, human or artificial, examining their private communications. Recent whistleblower complaints suggest this fear is not unfounded. The story takes a darker turn when we look at whistleblower reports and regulatory findings. The algorithmic eye is always watching, and sometimes it has help. Despite claims of privacy, both platforms employ a combination of AI systems and human contractors to examine user communications. Whistleblower complaints and legal actions have begun to expose the extent of this monitoring. A confidential complaint filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and reported by ProPublica made shocking allegations about WhatsApp. It detailed the company's extensive use of outside contractors and AI systems to examine user messages, images, and videos. The complaint alleged that WhatsApp's public statements about protecting user privacy were demonstrably false. It claimed that over 1,000 contract workers were tasked with sifting through millions of pieces of private user content flagged by AI. This monitoring is often triggered when a user reports a message. Once a message is reported, a copy of that message and several preceding messages in the chat are sent unencrypted to WhatsApp's moderation team, breaking the chain of privacy. Adding significant weight to these claims, WhatsApp's former security chief is now suing Meta. As reported by SecurityBrief UK, the lawsuit centers on privacy and security concerns, suggesting deep-rooted problems with the company's privacy practices. This internal turmoil is reflected in public anxiety. In April 2025, viral warnings about a new advanced chat privacy feature spread rapidly. Users feared that without enabling it, AI would legally access all their group chats. Africa Check debunked the specific claim, clarifying the feature's true purpose. However, the fact that such a rumor could spread so quickly highlights the public's deep distrust and genuine fear about what AI systems are accessing on these platforms. These fears are not baseless. Government investigations have repeatedly validated the privacy concerns of users around the globe. The regulatory walls are closing in. A major investigation by the U.S. Federal Trade Commission into social media privacy practices concluded that these companies engage in vast surveillance. NBC News reported that the FTC had particular concerns about the risks to children and teenagers. These aren't just theoretical concerns. Meta has faced substantial multi-billion-dollar fines for mishandling user data, sharing information improperly, and failing to implement adequate privacy protections. These are documented violations of user trust. In Europe, the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, was designed to prevent such abuses. It is one of the world's strictest data privacy laws, giving users significant rights over their data. However, as noted by heydata.eu, WhatsApp's parent company Meta often bypasses GDPR protections. It does so by claiming legitimate interest as its legal basis for processing user data. This legal argument allows Meta to justify its extensive data collection and sharing practices, despite the stringent privacy requirements of GDPR. It's a way of making mass surveillance compliant with the law. From whistleblower reports to regulatory fines and legal workarounds, a clear pattern emerges. These platforms prioritize data collection over user privacy, often in ways that contradict their own marketing. We've seen the user experience, the data they collect, the metadata they share, and the regulatory battles. It's time to put it all together and answer the original question: are they spying on us? After examining the evidence, we can finally address the core question. The answer is a nuanced but deeply unsettling look into the nature of modern surveillance. Let's be direct. Are Instagram and WhatsApp secretly activating your microphone to listen to your conversations? No. Instagram boss Adam Mosseri's denial of this specific claim is accurate. Likewise, are they reading the content of your end-to-end encrypted WhatsApp messages? No, the encryption technology prevents that. The myth of direct, covert eavesdropping is just that, a myth. The broader, more troubling answer is yes, they are conducting surveillance. They just use methods that are far more sophisticated, systematic, and effective than a simple microphone ever could be. This isn't spying in the traditional sense of a rogue agent listening in. It's massive, systematic data collection and commercial exploitation, conducted with your consent, buried deep in terms of service that almost no one reads. First, they operate through behavioral tracking. They record and analyze everything you do within the app, creating a detailed profile of your activity, habits, and schedule. Second, they use data analytics. They combine your activity with billions of other data points to build psychological models of your preferences, beliefs, and even your personality. Third, they employ predictive modeling. Their AI systems use these profiles to anticipate your interests and needs before you even consciously express them. This is why the ads feel like magic or mind reading. Fourth, they use network analysis. By understanding your relationships and social connections, they can target you with ads based on the behavior of your friends and family, and vice versa. It's a collective profile. Finally, as we've seen with WhatsApp, they cooperate with governments. They share metadata and other information with law enforcement agencies, making your private patterns accessible to state actors. So when you feel that something unsettling is happening, your instincts are correct. The specific theory about microphones is wrong, but the underlying sense of being watched and profiled is absolutely valid. In many ways, the actual practices are worse than the misconception. A secret microphone would be illegal and a scandal. This systematic, legal, and deliberately opaque surveillance is simply the business model. The research is clear. Privacy rankings definitively place both Instagram and WhatsApp among the most invasive social media platforms in the world. Their practices of data collection, transparency failures, and inadequate user controls are well documented. In conclusion, you're not being secretly listened to. You are being systematically studied, profiled, manipulated, and exploited in ways that are entirely legal and built into the fabric of the services you use every day. Your instinct that something invasive is happening is correct. The reality is simply less dramatic and far more problematic than the popular conspiracy theories suggest. The digital world is full of complex riddles, and understanding them is the first step toward reclaiming our privacy. Thank you for taking this journey with us today. We've presented the evidence, but the conversation doesn't end here. Does this information change how you'll use these apps? Let us know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found this investigation valuable, please consider liking this video and sharing it with others. Your support helps us tackle more important topics like this. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. In a world of information, asking the right questions is more important than ever. We encourage you to stay curious, stay critical, and keep seeking the truth. From all of us here at Riddle of Truth, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time as we unravel another one of our modern world's biggest riddles. Goodbye for now.